Long, thank you so much for coming on to our Money Making Monday. This is something that we do every single Monday, and it's about growing our businesses. I know you're not in the photo booth industry, but you are in the event industry. And we met, quick story, we met in Atlanta at the podcast summit, and just the conversation from the time we met, I knew we were gonna be best friends.
For sure. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, Sharon? Thank you so much for, allowing me space to talk. This is dope. Entrepreneurship is lonely. So the fact that you got a group of people who engage in the niche is fire. It's fire. I commend you for what y'all doing. I hope everybody having a good night.
And we go by the mission statement, community over competition. So we no gatekeeping, we share, and that's why I thought you were somebody I wanted to share with the group.
Yes, man. You know it. That's how we got to do. Lift as we climb, So
absolutely. I'm going to give you the capabilities to take control of the screen.
Oh, it's up. We going right in.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. I'm ready.
And you are good to go.
I'm ready. So what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm Robbie Rob. My name's Robbie Long, but that's what I'm affectionately known as, Robbie Rob. I hope y'all having a good night. Could y'all let me know, I guess, in the chat where y'all tuning in from or chiming in from? Is this
you're going in and out?
Huh? What'd you say?
You broke up a little bit. Oh, you're back.
I was just saying, let me know in the chat where y'all chiming in from. Like, is this a regional thing or is this all over the country? Okay, South Jersey, right up the street, Central PA. Okay, y'all in the building, DMV. What's going on? All right, I see. I just like to, test the temperature of the room and see, where everybody at and what's going on. So, like I said, my name is Robbie Long. I'm a business strategist. I got my degree from Temple University. I went to Fox School of Business. I've been an event producer for the past 8 years, and I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. You know what I mean? I like to tell everybody my story started with the blizzard of 1996. That's when I first became an entrepreneur. It was 4 feet of snow. I was 9 years old, and I was on punishment, but I was allowed to go outside and shovel the snow. And it went from me shoveling my yard to my neighbor's yard to about 3 neighbors' yards. Little 9-year-old me outside shoveling. And entrepreneurship has been something I've done. It gave me the ability to help my family. Obviously, my mom snatched that money from me as soon as I got in the house, but also it allowed me to serve my neighbors, which is super important. And it gave me my freedom for that time. And, almost 30 years later, entrepreneurship is still giving me my freedom. So it's something I love. I'll skip past some of this stuff because I know your time is valuable, but today I'm going to be talking to you about simple automation tools for busy entrepreneurs, right? And it was a point in my business where I realized that I needed help and I needed this. I don't know if y'all saw the Forrest Whitaker meme to where it's like, starting a business versus running a business. It's all cool till you have to do what you have to do. And for me, what that looked like was just being a solo entrepreneur, producing multiple events simultaneously. You know what I mean? Is anybody here a solo entrepreneur? They pretty much run this business by themselves with contractors. Is that who's in the room?
Yep.
All right, good. So y'all can relate to that. You know what I mean? So this started right up, but basically this was early last year when I realized that I needed some automation tools, and it was because I had a semi-viral moment on IG. Now, viral is different for everybody. Some people think viral is having 1 million people follow them, 1 million people go in. If 100 people comment on your page today, that's semi-viral if you can't respond to them and it's still growing. So that's what happened to me. I'm from Philly, so this was the post that I made for a workshop. Happening at Cherry Street Pier, March 11th and 12th. So I won't play the whole thing for the sake of time, and I'll deliver y'all this workshop so you can see it. But I mentioned I'm from Philly because as we try to go viral and do things, it's important for us to use systems that's already in place. So I don't know if y'all recognize it, but here we call that the Wallow play. Do y'all know who Wallow 267 is? You might know him, you might not. But anyway, he's a guy who's on Instagram. He's got an amazing story, but he'll be running up to the camera in the rain whenever to deliver a message. You know what I mean? And for this occasion, that worked for me, So I ran the Wallow play. People started reaching out, It went from this video to a couple other posts on my Instagram to where I'm receiving vendors who want to vend at my event more than I can handle. So I got into AI. I'm searching for AI solutions. AI is gaining all this popularity.
Tell me about your events, because that's what drew me into you, was you explaining your events.
Okay, so I got a couple different events. So the notable events that I'm known for, one of them here was called Night Market. That's where I bring together makers, merchants, and musicians. You know what I mean? They come together. I had people performing. We had vendors. This was like one of my pre-pandemic events. This video was for a Live More marketplace that I was doing at was for the Women's History Month last March. So I really love and have a passion for small businesses and micro businesses. So all the time I'm producing events, whether it's selling them vending space, giving away vending space, teaching entrepreneurs, doing things like this. This slide deck that I'm sharing with you right now is from a paid event that I've done called The Circuit, which is a small business workshop. You know what I mean? So, and then I got Dream Space. I presented at Art Basel in Miami with an amazing art concept to bring people together to tap into their imagination using, the medicine of spoken word and music and art. And we even had some health practitioners come out. Last year was my first year doing an event called Philly Flannel Fest, which we were trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest gathering of people wearing flannels in one space. Right now, that record is in Ontario, and we just missed it because it's 1,359 people, but we had about 1,000 people. So it's happening again in November in Philly, and we're going to break it this year. We already getting RSVPs, getting people coming in, sponsors talking to us, so I know it's going to be a great time. And then also an event that I'm known for here in Philly is called Buds and Bubbly. And shortly put, it's an exceptional gathering for all occasions where people linger around the things they love, like champagne, cannabis, and things like that. So that's just some of the events that I do. But I also produce events for entrepreneurs and organizations. I've done them for Fortune 100 companies like Eli Lilly, Facebook, and I've done it for entrepreneurs like you all too. And what was funny about the podcast summit is me and Sharon was sitting at the bar talking to each other for a minute, and I told her about one of my events, and she like, "Wait, did you book a photo booth there? I run a photo booth. You booked one of my people." And it turns out I had booked one of her vendors for the photo booths at one of my events in Philly, and I think he had came down from like New York. So it's a small world, you know what I mean? But it was so cool for both of us to be out of town in Atlanta, and yet we had somebody and something in common.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. So I was talking about the AI and just really being unsure, was it ethical? That was my main concern in the beginning, especially as somebody who produces art shows. Man, when I made my first flyer with AI, them artists handed it to me. They're like, "Yo, you should have booked me. This is wrong. How you doing this? How you doing that?" So I'm like, "Dang, is AI even right?" And I went on to make my own definition of ethical AI. And I'm sharing all this to lay the foundation and the groundwork first, because it's important, because I think it's a conversation that a lot of entrepreneurs have, right? Like, is it right? Is it going to steal my stuff? And for me, ethical AI was just the responsible use of artificial intelligence that doesn't cause harm, that doesn't steal from anybody, and it leaves room for my own work and voice to come through with human engagement. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
But I was scared of AI. We've been primed for AI since the 60s. It's one of the oldest things that we've been getting information about, to where it's like, man, will it take our jobs? And I just stopped worrying about that because, I realized that AI won't take our jobs, but somebody using AI will take our job. They've been telling us it'll take over the world. You know what I mean? It's something we should worry about and really just not knowing. You know what I mean? Who knows what it is? What helped me to be more receptive of it is once you that it can't really be used without a human. You know what I mean? Someone has to be powering it. And with all these people out here, I won't say no names, but with all these people out here using AI, we should have our hands in there too to be using it so that way it has our voice. You know what I mean? And it's not really that bad. Like if you'll see, if any of you have used ChatGPT before, you'll realize sometimes it give you the wrong thing. Like, this is a joke saying that it's. So, are any of y'all currently using AI in your businesses right now?
Yep.
Yes.
Just drop one in the chat if you engage. But she said, yep. So that's good to know. Some of y'all are using it. Anybody else?
We love Uncle Chad.
Uncle Chat, that's what y'all call him?
Mm-hmm.
George Peter Thomas.
That's what's up. So now I'm going to share some strategies that busy entrepreneurs like yourself can use with chat AI automation, right? So one of the solutions, my first entry point into AI was with ManyChat. And have any of y'all used ManyChat yet?
I signed up, but I ain't used it yet.
Cool. So let's see what happened. There we go. I'm still sharing my screen, right?
Yep.
Cool. So ManyChat is an AI-powered autoresponder on Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp. And what's so fire about ManyChat? Now, I used to use it. I use it about 5% now, and I'll tell you why later, but it's an amazing entry point. It's $15 a month if you have over 2,500 contacts. And if you go above 2,500 contacts, they probably don't want me to say this, but I just delete my contacts every month to make sure that it stays $15 a month. And a contact is just when someone interacts with you, then they become a contact within ManyChat. So I'm sure y'all seen all over the internet where people are saying, comment this and I'll send you this. Comment photo booth and I'll send you a link to my photo booth, right? And this video is just a real brief example of how it works. I've told everybody to comment the circuit. The automation ManyChat will trigger and it'll send people a DM. How I use mine is I ask them to confirm, right? Because if you just send in a bunch of DMs, then that could trigger that you're a bot or using bots on your account. So if you notice, I ask them a question and make them say yes. A key part of my automation is that I also ask them for their email. And we'll get into that next, but I'm sure y'all understand the importance of grabbing people's data. And then I send them the link to whatever I was using. So ManyChat is super powerful. I mean, I'm guessing like in the photo booth industry, you could use ManyChat for entrepreneurs who want to book you. If I don't have a photo booth business, but if I had a photo booth business, one of the main ways that I would use it if the client allowed is that I would post it. Let's say I'm doing an event for the hospital, right? Jefferson Hospital or wherever you are. I would post a picture on my Instagram of their flyer and tell everyone there, hey, DM us Jefferson and we'll send you the photo album if you missed it at the event, right? Like obviously you want to give it to them there. But I would find creative ways to engage with audiences at events, before events, and after events using ManyChat because now everyone, can go through this sequence on your social media, which will boost the organic engagement. And if you want, you can ask for their email address, but you don't have to. Does that make sense, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I ain't talking too slow or too fast.
So after you put circuit in there, they respond, you go into their DM and get them to respond yes and get their email.
Yep, pretty much, exactly. So this example was a user typing on my page. What I should have did was gave y'all my Instagram, take my own advice. So I did this presentation a few times at different workshops. And I'm going to type my Instagram in the chat. And to get these slides and for a quick demo of how this automation works, type workshop, DM my Instagram workshop. Sorry, I'm navigating Zoom here. So I just typed my Instagram in there. And this is an example of how you could use this at events, before events, and during events. But basically what happens is you'll type, this is on the comment section. What I showed you was to how to type a email. It works however you configure it, right?
So it took us to your page. Do we have to click on a certain post in order to send a comment?
So for this example, just send a DM to my page with the word workshop.
Okay.
Okay. And what's going to happen is that you're going to DM it. Obviously, I'm hands off. It's not me doing it. And within about a minute or 30 seconds, it's going to ask you, you know, thanks for being engaged during this workshop. Do you want the slides? It's going to ask you for your email. The email part is very important. Obviously, I won't spam y'all. I won't reach out to y'all, but I'm telling you that it's super important to collect your followers' email addresses in the event that you ever lose your social media or Instagram decide. I remember they was teasing that they're going to start charging $50 a month, different things like that. So did you start going through the automation, Sharon?
I did. So where does the automation stop and you have to pick it up?
Ask me that again.
Oh, I said, when does the automation stop and you have to pick it up? Like, does it still go once I put my email address in there? Is it still in your automation?
Email address?
Mm-hmm.
Then what happened after you put your email address in?
Oh, thank you. I got it. So it's still going. Okay.
All right. So it sent you a DM, right? And I think that when I took out the DM, but now check your email. It sent you an email too. So the first instances that you saw were mini chat. We kind of skipped because you were asking questions. What you're looking at now is my app, the Live 24 Hours app. And here we are on the slides. We kind of skipped through to DM the phrase workshop without the quotations to my page. And the sequence instructions is going to ask for the DM, ask for your email, and send you an email outside of the app, right? The automation stops right there. Now, the beautiful thing is that had you not replied, it would have followed up with you. I think I have it set up to follow up in an hour, a day, and then 3 days. So we all know how important following up is. They say the money is in the follow-up, you know, so having an automation that automatically follows up with people is game changing. You understand?
Yes.
So before I keep going, does anybody have any questions with that or any issues with that example? That was too fast. Email and message sent, right? So, you know, that's my social media assistant, right? Like that's my employee of the decade right there, right after Uncle GPT. You know what I mean? Because it's doing this on autopilot for me. And something that I like to share with people is that I have about close to half of all of my followers' email addresses. So a lot of people are converting at like 5 or 10%. The next thing on the slide that I was going to show y'all what makes these automations fire is because I pair this with ads. So I spend a significant amount of money on ads. Like I said, I'm in the events industry. Events is one of the hardest things to market because I have people, before they buy a ticket, they got to think about what they're going to wear. They're going to get their hair done. Is it parking? You know, who are going to be there? You know, you got to make about 5, 6 decisions before you purchase a ticket versus somebody like your services. I want it, I need it, go. So I run a lot of ads. I encourage people to, you know, use some wisdom and discernment and be considerate with your resources. But if you have the extra resources, run some ads. So here's an example of that same flow, but now with ads. This is an actual ad that I screen recorded once I saw it coming up of me for the last workshop that I did with this event. You know, I spent a week in France. I'm out hanging out in Nice. And I said, you know what, let me shoot some content with this scenery behind me and make it an ad. So same thing I'm telling y'all, I said in the ad, right? And what's powerful that a lot of people don't know is Facebook prioritizes message ads. So you'll see some ads where the link here is a link that takes you off of Facebook to the landing page of the product or service that the person who's running the ad is trying to sell. Facebook prioritizes messaging ads. Why? Because Facebook doesn't want people to leave the app. And when you go through this sequence on this ad, here is the template that is automatically given for someone to use. So instead of writing, hey, this, asking a question, 90% of people just press that send button on the ad, right? So what I did was, I think it sped up a little fast, so I rewinded. But what I did was I made it, oh yeah, you can't see. I just made it to where my trigger for the automation is the word info. And then the same thing happens, same flow. Hey, can I get more info on this? That's the message that was automatically sent. I asked them a question. I'm gonna take a second on this part because for me, it's important to acknowledge that when using these automations, try to ask a question before sending someone something because it requires them to take an action. Once someone takes an action on Instagram and you reply to it, now you're having a conversation and Meta won't flag your account as a bot because you just send it out a bunch of things without anyone sending anything back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So same flow happened that you just saw. The only difference is that this is an advertisement. These ain't my followers. These aren't people who I told to do this. This is someone who saw my ad, heard what I was talking about. You on there talking about your photo booths and how great it is and how much impact it'll add to engagement of your event. So now that I've collected your email, now I'll send you to my event page where you can purchase tickets for the circuit, right? So just a recap explanation, you can use Live 24 Hours app or ManyChat. The main difference in this instance, there's a lot of differences between the two, but the number one reason that I'm usually sharing this app with entrepreneurs for is for this function. And I can talk more about other functions later, depending on time, but preset a DM, ask users to send a message, tell the followers or whoever to send a DM. Make that keyword info, since that was the template that Meta already gives you. If it ain't broke, don't break it, right? They press it, it sends them, collects their email, and sends them an email with the info, you know? And what's fire about this is because if your business is anything like my business, I don't make a sale without a lead. You know, a lot of people make the error of just selling something without qualifying somebody as a lead, right? So I like to allow people to raise their hand and say, yes, I need a photo booth. Yes, I want them pictures. Now this person goes from a random follower on Instagram to someone who sent me a DM. I collected their information, right? And then how many times you've been on Instagram scrolling and it might have been a hair product or some headphones or something that you want, but you scroll past it and now you can't find it, right? That's terrible for a business owner because you saw something that I was selling that you wanted, but you can't find it. Well, the amazing thing about these DM automations is that at least they sent you a DM. Even if they didn't go, even if some of y'all sent me workshop and didn't complete the automation, I could still go back tomorrow morning when I wake up and say, hey, I could follow up. Like you already expressed interest, or let's say if you forgot, you can come back and follow up and say, hey, I meant to go through the rest of it. Can you send it to me? It's just game changing. some high level things that I do. So a major part of helping me growing my business was running ads, and I'm very surgical when I run ads. And different things that I do is I use pixels, which is this right here. And the best way to describe a pixel is, have you ever been online and you looking up pocketbooks, and then later on that day, you get an ad for pocketbooks? Or you purchase some shoes, and then later on that day, you get an ad for shoelaces. The people who create the websites are placing pixels on their website. So whether you go to Whole Foods or Amazon or Temu, Shein, Saks Fifth, wherever you go and you tap on those websites, you think that the AI is reading your mind, but really it's because you tapped on this website or because you tapped on my Instagram, I will now pixel you and follow you across the internet until you say stop, no, or I'm no longer interested. Does that make sense, y'all?
Yes.
I love qualifying the lead. We in business, you know what I mean? A lot of people forget that this is a lot of business is at the 101 level. Hi, would you like this? No, thank you so much. Yes, great. Here's the process. Here's this. You know, it's not complicated. So another solution that I use, and when we're talking about automation, we're talking about AI, we're just talking about tools that already exist, that, believe it or not, a lot of people are already using and you just don't know it. But this one is called HeyGen. HeyGen will allow you to, so this video right here is not me. It looks like me and it's going to sound kind of like me, but I used HeyGen and I recorded a 1-minute video saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, elemental P, hey, how you doing? I'm Rob, to perfect the phonetics. But now, how you go into ChatGPT and type a script, you can go into HeyGen, type a script saying, hey, my name is Miss Reed, and I have the best photo booth company on the East Coast. If you need photo booths, book me. And guess what it's going to do?
Instagram, allow me to introduce myself. I am Robbie's AI.
It's going to play.
My name is Rob A. Over the next few months, you'll be seeing me a lot, since Robbie just promoted me to Employee of the Year, which is wild because he doesn't even anyway.
Right? So look like you, sound like you. It's a little bit, off. And granted, I paid for the $2 a month software to get my voice right. I could have stopped being cheap and paid for the $11 a month software, and it would have sounded just like me. But what was important to me is that in the beginning of the video, I don't say, hey, this is Robbie, right? No, I say, hey, everybody, I am Rob A, Rob's AI bot. And we're in digital marketing. It's important to build trust and not to lose trust from the client. So if you were to see that bot and it's like, hey, I'm Robbie Rob, Philly, what's up? Stand up. And then you recognize, like, hold up, the eyes is moving. That's not him. You immediately build distrust with me. But if I introduce it as my AI, it could be a giraffe, right? It could be an octopus. Hey, I'm the photo parrot and I'm here to show you. And people, it's like a cartoon character. You know it's not real, but you like what it say, crack a little joke. Robbie promoted me to Employee of the Year, even though he don't pay me. You know what I mean? So I use that in my emails, right? Because you'll come to an event, you'll leave the event, I'm going to type the email, but I'm also take an extra 5 minutes, write that prompt. Now I got a video and I got different shirts on and different videos, different stuff. So now you can watch the video and I'll have the closed captions on it so you can see it. Just something different to market to people. And this is super important because back to some business basics. Back in the day, they used to tell us someone has to see your business 7 to 10 times before they buy it, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you got people like Robbie Rob running ads, like if I was to get in the photo industry, I would reserve a certain amount of money to run ads in your zip code, in my competition zip code, and put some AI on top of it. Man, they might have to see you a little more than 7 times before they purchase from you. You know what I mean? Now they're saying it's like 90 to 100 times that someone has to see you to build enough trust to pull that credit card out and buy something from you. So it's important to, at least be aware of these tools and the things that people are using so you could become competitive. And I say that because, I teach and I talk about this AI stuff so much because never before in history did small businesses like us have the opportunity to level the playing field and do the same thing. I went to Saks a couple weeks ago, right? And I bought something. And the lady at the desk asked me for my email. And I bought a nice tracksuit, right? So I get home 2 days later, I got emails, the same brand, discount code, coupon code, right? I ignore that one. 2 days later, Saks run a special, spend $400, get $100 off, right? They emailed me. Finally I bought something. I'm like, man, let me use that coupon. Never before in history have regular entrepreneurs like us had affordable tools that we can use and level the playing field with the big brand. Go to start. How many times does Temu text you? How many times does Shein text you?
Too many.
You know what I mean? And they already got the bag. They got billions of dollars and they're texting every day. Here I am trying to put 4 quarters together to make $1 and I'm going to text less. No, I should be doing it more, right? And let's not talk about ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, make me a 60-day email campaign to nurture clients at the consideration stage. And then make me one to nurture clients at the decision-making stage. And, for one of my events, it's called Buds and Bubbly. Speak in the voice of Jill Scott and be lyrical with how you talk. And ask me any questions that you need that will help clarify the messaging. Right now, I'm on ChatGPT. It's working for me. Now I got 60 emails locked and loaded, ready to go, and I can email you just as much as Timo. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I talk about these tools so much because we need that access. Who knows what's going to happen next and soon and all this, but I got right now. I'm going to turn it up right now and use it. 2 more tools that I don't have the examples for, and I could talk, so I ain't going to hold y'all up too much, but I'm going to tell you about. I'll start with Social Minds. Do y'all notice that Social Minds can be used 2 ways, right? So I'm gonna tell you the top way that all of the top creators, Billie Eilish is the one who made this really popular, right? Because it's how she sold tickets to her tour. But if y'all follow entrepreneurs like Nehemiah Davis or any entrepreneur right now, guess what you're gonna notice when you go on Instagram? Hold up, how I get in your close friends? They all adding people to their close friends using this tool called Social Minds that uses AI. If you like me, you just got a couple thousand followers. Listen, I can pay so-and-so to add everybody to my close friends. You can only do 50 per hour. So this might take 2-3 days. Even if you got 50,000 followers, all right, it's going to take a week. If you got 100,000 followers, it's pretty hard to add everybody to your close friends. Why would I add everybody to my close friends, right? Well, right. Me and you on a webinar right now. We on a Zoom call, 20, 30 people, right? If you add all your followers to their close friends, what they're noticing is that they're doing Instagram lives that are performing better than their webinars, because what you gonna do when you see that green circle? Like, you can go live from close friends. So they seeing that green circle, tapping it, people tuning in, pairing it with me, chat. You ever been on somebody live and they say, comment photo booth on my live? You comment photo booth on somebody's live, now it's collecting their email, sending them the link, right? So that's a fire tool. I don't use it like that right now because I don't have that many followers. Like, my VA can add my followers to my close friends one at a time for me, or the person who helps me with my social media can. How I use, and that plan, I'll also be transparent with you. I'm very conservative with my resources. All of my resource goes to advertising and running the business. Everything else we'll figure out. But why I have it on here and why it's important, because that function is $1,000 a sign up and $200 a month. I don't need that right now. The other function that's $99 a month is that it'll use AI and automation to like people's stories from your account automatically. Not only will it like their stories, the fire part is, have you ever shared a poll on your Instagram story? Hey, you like the pink one or the blue one? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
this quiz. It'll automatically like and judge and cue people's polls, quizzes, questions, and things like that. Now, my friend Madonna just said that she used this quiz before. After you send that story and somebody engage with your quiz, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
You respond. That's how you build the interaction because it's authentic. It's really organic. Like, oh, if this person responded, now I'm gonna gain them as a follower because they're interacting with me on social media. So yeah, I didn't know there was an app that did it though, like an
You're
AI
gonna look
thing.
at that quiz and say, hold up, who is Robbie Long?
Mm-hmm.
You might follow him, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now
Absolutely.
it's an app that's doing this it's like if the Instagram guidelines are 60 per hour, it'll do 50 of them per hour for you. Like people's stories, engage with their polls, and it'll like their posts for you, and it'll like comments in the comment section. You ever had somebody like a comment that you left on Shade Room page or something? You know what I mean? Now
Mm-hmm.
y'all going back and forth, right? So why I mentioned this tool and why I named this one is important because I have about 5 Instagrams. Some of them have a lot of followers and they're doing good organically and with ads on their own. But my baby, Philly Flannel Fest, only got 300 and something followers. Now we had 1,000 people come up, thank God. But my little 300 followers, I put social minds on there and I don't make the mistake of putting it on other event producers. That would be novice for me right now in this section. What I do is I put it on people who follow the different PR girls, people who follow the different influencers, and people who follow the brands that I'm trying to pursue. And then I think about like, all right, these are the sponsorships that I'm looking out. What type of people work in this field? And I make social minds go and like my potential sponsors page, the PRs pages, the news. Next thing you know, I just got booked by a CDC downtown to do. Hey, we saw this, we missing this one, but we like the engagement. How could we do it? Right, $99 a month got me X amount of dollars reputation just by using this AI. So it's definitely one of those things that you want to investigate and see how you could use it for your business, especially if you have a growing page. Or if you like me, I've hired guys or girls to run my social media for me, and their only job is to engage, right? And sometimes it's good, but then sometimes I notice I'm like, you said AYYE, you said A on the past 20 posts, bro. Like people are going to notice that's not real. And they want a couple dollars. And I'm saying, you know what? I could use AI for that function, right? I could use AI to just keep people's posts and engage. So that's something to consider to help be a little more conservative with your resources. I'm never saying use AI to fully replace somebody, but if I'm paying you $500 a month or a week to run this, well, I got this doing this 100. How about you just do half the work for 250? Just something to think about. Anybody have any questions about that? What you say?
I like it. I'm ready to look into that. I'm with you. I have 5. Well, no, not 5 yet. I got 4. So social media. Actually, just Instagram. Let's not count the TikToks and the da 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 da. But just the Instagram. Like you said, it's hard to spread yourself a little thin. So get AI involved with it. So I like it.
Listen, it's needed, right? It's another tool. You know what? For everybody who DM'd me workshop and got it, I'm gonna reply back in the DM. There's another tool that's similar to Social Minds, but what it'll do is, let's say in my instance, I'm having this event and I want everybody who follows Philly PR Girl to learn about my event. This tool will go and attach itself to their followers and print you out an Excel sheet of all their followers, right? Let's say somebody likes cologne. I just bought some, I don't use cologne, I'm use something relevant. Let's say somebody likes this artist. Makiba made this art for me, right? Well, they in my audience too. It'll go and scrape Instagram for all of the people who like that picture or who commented from that picture or who follow her. in case I just needed an Excel sheet to give to my social media person to go and follow these people, engage with them, or it'll automatically follow them. It does that with LinkedIn as well. A lot of y'all may use LinkedIn for your business. It'll message people on LinkedIn with predetermined messages. It will scrape followers, scrape leads. Like, we talking a basic business 101 before the internet business call. You got to go smile and dial and find some leads to call to make a sale. Well, this one is going to get all the leads for you. You know what I mean? So for everybody who DM me workshop, I'll send y'all that tool as well, only because I don't have it in these slides, because I just found this one 3 days ago, and this is a week old version of these slides. So I'm doing this workshop again on October 1st, and I have it updated in there. And then the last tool that I'll talk about tonight is called Lazy Lines. So what Lazy Lines is Lazy Lines is fire, right? So remember in the beginning of this presentation, I talked about, I'm from Philly. Wallow was a guy with a story who going viral, and all he do is run up to the camera and say something motivational. Oh, you need to stop being lazy, and you need to do this, you need to go to church, whatever. He just runs up to the camera, like from down the street. He'll just be running up, and the next thing you know, he yelling at the camera. A lot of times in the rain, right? I had my first mini viral moment by doing what Wallow did, running up to the camera. You know, it was drizzling, and I kind of jogged up, but the same thing, it got a lot of response, right? So all that's the preface to what is Lazy Lines. Lazy Lines will scan the internet for your niche. You're in photo booths, or some of y'all may have another business on the side. You do X, Y, Z, you know, but we'll stick to photo booths. You're in the photo booth industry. Search on Lazy Line, top post in photo booths, and what it will do is scrape the internet for the top performing posts, right? But not only that, it'll break down to you, what hook did it use? What about this hook was good? Oh, this hook generated curiosity. This hook had a little bit of controversial tone to it. This hook had a negative tone to it. Here's the breakdown of that hook. Here's the breakdown of this post. Now here, use it. So I ain't gotta sit online no more and see what Wallow doing and Neo doing, and all. I could just type in my niche in Lazy Lines, and it'll tell me what the top performing posts are. And if you don't have a social media person, you could do this yourself. Follow what they did, do it, and it will increase your chances of reaching more people, or as people like to say, going viral. And that's major. Not only that, it sends me emails about the top performing post this week, the niche, what made it perform well, right? Like, that's where I got that, you know, it'll show you bar graphs of, you know, controversy. The thing I liked about it is that they're saying people who make big claims, their viewership is going down now. But if you say, hey, listen, I got a photo booth business and it might help you increase your revenue, that's performing a lot more than the ones that are saying this will definitely help you get 1,000 more users. They're noticing the big claims are going. I never thought of that. I thought about it from a personal perspective. Like, I'm tired of everybody telling me how to make $100,000 in 10 minutes with an ebook, to sell an ebook and teach people about the ebook. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of could relate to it. You know what I'm saying? So these are a few simple automation tools for busy entrepreneurs. And just to recap, why do you need these tools? Well, it saves you time. If you're qualifying and generating and figuring out how to boost your reach on social media, it's going to make you some more money. And something that I've been telling people lately is social media is my landing page. I've been talking to Sharon since we went to this thing in July. She probably hasn't seen my website once. Have you looked at my website yet?
I think today.
But you see my social media.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad. I ain't as offended as I could, right? No, you ain't see social media. You haven't seen my website, but you see my social media. That's your landing page in 2024. Researchers are even saying that SEO is going down because ain't nobody going to Google to say where to eat in Atlantic City. And them kids going right to TikTok. Best
That
food
is-
Atlantic. So
And
so
YouTube. I go to YouTube. YouTube is mine, but I agree with that. I do Google near me sometimes, but then like to get confirmation in the social proof, I go to Instagram or
if you want to see
TikTok.
if that food got seasoning on it, you gonna go, you know what I mean? Wild black, what they say. So, you know, there are a lot of people who are spending, and no offense to anybody on here whose business is SEO, but other people are
Peter is Peter's on. I told him to come on tonight. So say hi.
no offense. I ain't saying I knew that, right? And I'm sure that they have some top-notch tactics and information that we all need to know about, right? But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is for the average person, social media is your landing page. That's where people are finding out about you. That's where people are making the buying decision about you. And that's where you can now implement these tools to now grow your business. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Oh, I got my personal one on here. It don't matter. I hope y'all enjoyed that presentation. I like to open the floor if anybody has any questions. Peter said, "What you say about SEO?" I'm just saying, what you say about my mama? If anybody has any questions or Sharon,
I have a question.
Hmm?
You need a photo booth for your flannel festival or what?
you know that'd be good. We do have a need for some more engagement, some
Okay.
photo booths for Flannel
Okay.
Festival. Yep.
That's
Yep.
We have
Philly
some
people.
options. We're in Pennsylvania. I'm from Philly. I live in Harrisburg though, so you might be
Okay.
biased towards picking me, but I'll reach out.
Reach out to me, DM Philly Flannel Fest on Instagram.
Okay, I just followed you on Instagram. So.
Or I got my personal info right here. So
Okay, I screenshot it.
yep.
Okay,
Hey,
cool.
that's my client. Y'all funny. Someone said in the comments, which one does LinkedIn? The name of it is Phantom Butter. And for everyone who DM'd me on my business page, Live 24 Hours, I was just going to send y'all the link for that, but I could just find that link real quick and send it to you here.
Phantom butter. Maybe I was hearing wrong.
Just send it just to make sure that
Thank you.
I'm pronouncing it correctly.
I have a question for you too.
Mm-hmm.
So what you just said with, send me a DM and then I'll send you whatever. How many different campaigns can you have running like that at once?
I have several. I don't know the limitations of it. I have like realistically probably 6 of them running right now.
So it's all
so
based on the word that you tell the person to put in? A
it's
different
all
word to
based on
send
the
them
word
different
that
stuff?
if you tell someone to put in vendor, then that's going to be the automation. Now, remember, I said in the slide, the tech is dumb and it does break. So you want to be as simple as possible with it. But you want to be as simple as possible. So you can have one that says vendor. You can have one that says, like for me right now, I have one that says vendor. I have one that says flannel. I have one that says sponsor, right? So based on a call to action, like full transparency, I don't mention to the public I'm looking for sponsors because I don't want to look like I need money. But if a sponsor asks me certain things or they want to know how I can engage with them better, I say, well, listen, I just got 100 X amount of emails like this, comment sponsor on this post. And then they like, oh, forget sponsoring, we need this for our company. You know what I mean? Like, so,
Right.
so you could use it for different reasons. And the main reason that, and you know, people like being sold to when they give you permission to sell to them. So that's what this is really good for. This is great for permission marketing. Who wants a race car? I like race cars. Bet. So this is an excellent example of permission marketing. But something else that is really good for, other than driving a sale, is your newsletter, right? Like, I remember I was in Atlanta talking to Sharon, and she was like, yo, we got an AI tool that does this with the photos. we got an AI tool that does, you could even track it, right? Like if y'all using different tools, you could be telling all your past clients about the new developments that are happening with your tech and how cool it'd be to have y'all there. Hey, DM us, newsletter, and we'll add you to our newsletter list that's just going out manually all the time. So it could be for a sale. I think that is best used for one product at a time, one ticket at a time, and one thing at a time. So because people be all over the place, you know what I mean? But you can use it for what you need. Long answer, sorry about that.
Troy, go ahead.
Hey, I wanted to ask about your VAs. Do you how do you go about hiring them? Do you use like Fiverr, or are you using an agency that kind of vet those VAs you use?
That's a really good question. So I found an agency. So I'll tell you how I use it. How I use it is I talk to people who have VAs, and I got a husband and a wife team right now that my boy, who kind of business got slow for him, he stopped using them. He said, yo, they phenomenal, they this, blase, blah. So I got a husband and wife team. They do all of my onboardings for the Live 24 Hours app. They build all of my websites with me. And they do a lot of the digital tasks that I know how to do. I could do if I want to, but they do all of my high level stuff that got the intricacies that you do it. So I found them through a referral, right? So I'm in a bunch of different Facebook groups, and people who do what I do are in them, whether it's an AI Facebook group or an event Facebook group. So I talk to people. I've heard great things about onlinejobs.ph, which is people in the Philippines. I haven't personally used them. And then, yeah, that's the main way. Like I subscribe to a software where they also have a Facebook group, and they like, yo, listen, you can do all of this stuff yourself, or we got VAs that'll do it for you. You know what I mean? So I just pay them the couple $100s a month, to do it. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, VA is hard. I did a referral once and they were bad. And then the guy asked me, well, how did it work out? And I told him, he was like, oh yeah, other people have been telling me the same thing. Well, then why did you refer them? So sometimes
VA, my experience with VAs is like this. My very first job was McDonald's. And before I could operate the deep fryer, I had to take a test. I had to go through the handbook. I had to get all of the SOPs down pat. We live in a fast-paced world where right now it's like, yo, I need a VA and I need you to do this, that, and the third, and do it next week because you a VA and you only need $2 an hour, right? But in all actuality, where I found success at is we're going to take a month to sync. And I know it's going to cost me a couple dollars, right? I know that's a month worth of resources that I have, but we're going to take a month to sync. This is how I operate. Don't text me before 8 a.m. and don't text me after a.m. But if I text you after 8 a.m., I need you to reply, right? Like different things. We get aligned and we build our cadence. I'm traveling next week. I need you on things because I'm 8 hours ahead, and like I need you to respond a little more swiftly because I'm posting that I'm traveling. And early on in my full-time entrepreneurship, if I post I'm traveling, the client like, oh, excuse my language, oh, you where? You doing what? So like now I tell them, yo, I'm going on vacation this week. I need you to be on it. So that way, it's something about when you look like you having fun or busy, the clients just want more from you. You know what I mean? So I say all that to say, invest a couple weeks if you can afford to in syncing and getting right and getting aligned. Just how if you go to a job, some of y'all may have corporate jobs. You can't just go and start touching the machines or start getting the emails. You got to get that onboarding.
yeah, I'm going through the terrifying process now. We had a little hiccup today. I sent information to the VA to include with the detail sheet to the event the day that the photo booth attendant needed, and they didn't do it. So the attendant shows up and doesn't know where to go because it's not in the details. And so I called the VA. Hello, What happened to the details? Oh, I didn't see them. What? So you know it got to go out with the details. So if you didn't see the details, why didn't I say, hey, I didn't see the details, so I couldn't send them out? You just didn't send them out.
Yeah.
And so when I corrected the person and I was like, remember when I screenshotted and sent you the detail? Oh, my bad. So we're just going through little hiccups like that, but you say that's normal. So I guess I just got to keep
It's normal when you
on
guys sync them, and it's like, you know, some of the downsides of VA, they have no swag, right? Like if I tell you to
very
say
black and
happy
white.
birthday, if I tell you to say happy birthday, the Stevie Wonder edition don't exist, right? It's just, you know what I mean? So you kind of gotta tell they don't deviate from the task either. It's
Right.
A, B, C. So you're gonna have to train them and show them here's what's important. Here's what's detrimental. If a tenant ever goes out without details, that's detrimental and it may delay me from paying you. You know what I mean? Or whatever. That's just an example. You know what I mean? Give them grace,
Yeah.
but you did what I'm trying to say.
I like that response. Thank you. I'll use that. Hopefully I don't have to use it next time, but thank you.
Tell them in advance, you know?
Questions? Do you want to talk more about your app?
Sure. So I'll tell you all a little more about the Live 24 Hours app. So in full transparency, it's in beta stage. I haven't released any. Only people who learn about this are people who come to my events, come to my webinars, and talk to me one-on-one about it. It's an amazing tool. It's just that I have been using it to help people hands-on, me and my team. In the past month, I've been giving people a link to where now you can go and you can use it and do everything that I told you about. So it's fire. It's built on top of a tool called WordPress and High Level. So you may hear a lot of digital marketers talking about like High Level or doing different things, but it's super cool. Let me see. I have it in the slides here. Some of the main functions that I use it for are to build out my funnels. And a funnel is basically a series of landing pages that drive someone to a sale. A lot of entrepreneurs make a terrible mistake of just assuming that everyone knows about them and everybody wants to buy something from them as soon as they learn something, as soon as they learn about it. And that's not the case. A lot of times people need to remember when I said chat GPT, send it to people at the consideration stage. Send information at people who have no idea what a photo booth is. Okay, I don't know what a photo booth is. Now I know. I'm considering buying it. I got my credit card in my hand and I'm weighing out your program based on somebody else's program prices and deliverables. Essentially, that's what a funnel does. I have a custom feature in mind that also launches ads. So you can launch ads on Google. You ever go into your email and notice that it's ads at the beginning of your email now? You can launch ads on Google within Gmail. You can launch ads on Spotify, Bing, or what I swear by, Facebook and Instagram. Large part of my digital revenue comes from Facebook, which a lot of people, young people, hate on Facebook and say they don't be on it, but I be on there. If I want my family to see something I did, I'll just post it on Facebook. I know my grandma gonna see it and say, where you at? You know what I mean? So like a lot of my mature audience, they're on Facebook and I run a lot of ads on there. And it's just a powerful tool to that email that y'all got when y'all DM'd me. I guess let me just drop it in here again in case y'all I done clicked it and it took me to the site. But that automation email that you got was through the Live 24 Hours app. While ManyChat is a cool tool and it's only $15 a month, it won't send you them emails. It won't follow up with you for a week. So how I've used this in a different setting is that I'll tell someone to DM me about an event that's happening in 2 months. They DM me, they get the info, they get the email, but I've used ChatGPT or my team or myself and wrote 20 emails already that'll go out every 3 days on autopilot. You know what I mean? Now I don't have to nurture you because I know you're going to be nurtured. And then another cool thing about the tool is that once you buy something from our website, similar like Shopify and Cavio and all that, when you buy something, you are now taken out of this sequence, taken out of that workflow of considering, and now entered into a new workflow. Thank you for purchasing this. Here's how to use it, or here's the time, here's the dress code, you know, and entered into that. And then so it's really powerful. It's a powerful tool. If anyone wants any more information about it, feel free to reach out to me. And I'd love to like learn more about your business. You know, I'll be transparent with y'all. One of the reasons why I'm not for everybody, and I'm very surgical at what I do. So I like to make sure that I'm dealing with somebody who's in the space of their business to where they're ready to grow, they're ready to expand. It is an investment. So I haven't yet to just blast it out to everyone. I do have a beta version that's going out soon that any and everybody could use for those simple features. And I'll be happy to work with y'all, learn about your business, see where you are, see where I could be a resource of, and we all get it, you know?
One of the things we talked about, because all the things that you said sound great and they're all in my notebook, but a lot of times that's where they live and they stay. And so one of the things we talked about was that I'm more of a turnkey girl. I need you to do it. Like, oh, this is great. It sounds amazing. Can you make that happen for me? Even better. I'm the kind of person, I'll pay you to do it because it's going to take me till next year or the year after that to implement everything that you just said to me. And so I know we talked about that. Is that what you mean, that you're still in the beta, getting that together because you're going to need a team to do that part?
I believe in being, I'll be transparent with y'all. I believe in being oversubscribed, right? I work with 6 people a month on a one-on-one basis to where everything is done for you. We'll meet weekly and we'll do it. The beta version is do it yourself, right? You just go on and do it. Right now, I'm working with, I think I got 7, and that's how I know I can only work with 6 people if I'm just doing it, right? So where, hey, we're gonna meet, we're gonna figure out what you need. I'm gonna build everything for you. The next time we meet, it'll be talking about we ain't sitting on Zoom for 2 hours, 20 minutes. This is what we talked about doing. This is what has been done. What have your results been last week? Oh, you need another landing page, or this landing page hasn't been performing. You notice 100 people came. Here's an issue that I go through that I solve for people. 100 people came to your landing page, but nobody bought. Okay, the messaging is incorrect. We're going to adjust the messaging and see, you know, and I'm doing that for people. So I am accepting people on a one-on-one basis. We would have to meet and talk. And as my roster clears out, I'll bring on new people. But for the simple tools of automating your social media or your Facebook, you could do that yourself. You know, I'll give y'all the offer of the tool is $97 a month. And it's a B, C, how to set it up, how to do it. Once it's there, you can set it and forget it. And you can copy it for each offer as far as automating your Facebook or your Instagram.
Questions, cuz?
Yep.
Oh, they get quiet sometimes.
It's all right. It's a long time to listen to somebody talk. You know what I mean? I could talk. So,
Anybody else have any questions? The floor is open, even if you want to talk through something that you heard and relate it back to photo booth. Because I know a lot of times we hear things, some people don't relate it back to what we do.
With your with the bot, the AI thing you're talking about, is there a way to implement that on a website, or is that only for social media? Like if somebody puts a quote in on a website, would it then automatically follow up with them? Can you train it to follow up with the person who put the quote in, like for 3 days or however many, like after 10 days, after 15 days, things like that?
when you say someone put a quote in, I just want to make sure you
Like they
understand
put
it
a
correctly.
request for
Someone
a
fills
quote
out a
on a photo.
form.
Yes, they're going to fill out a
Someone
form
fills out
on a,
a
yes.
form. Yeah, 100%. Someone fills out a form on your website. Email them instantly. You set up the nurturing process where we can email them instantly a week from now, 2 days from now. Based on the survey questions that they answer, we can determine whether they're a warm lead or a cold lead, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, nurture them from that on their website, 100%.
Okay.
So- We got some new people on
Anybody
here.
else got any
Introduce yourself.
questions or?
Yeah, we got some new people. Corey, you want to speak? Say hello. Where you from? I guess Corey's new.
I sent the link out to one of my masterminds. I'm in a mastermind online, and we all be sharing our wins. So I was just like, but I don't
Miss
see.
Cash Flow Properties. Who's
Maybe
that?
that's the.
Yeah, I'm from the mastermind. Just been
Hey, what's happening?
Oh,
Cash flow properties. That's what's up.
uh, amazing training. So just listening in.
I'm glad you caught it. Let them know on WhatsApp that we for real.
Yeah, this I had to come in. He drops so much information to us, just being his peers all the time. And so when he said he got this invite, I'm like, let me come in and see an official, just officially how he presents it, because he gives us so many gems and so much in helping us as being solopreneurs, right? And
Oh,
so
thank you so much.
being able to learn how to use AI, I just had to drop in and listen while I had some time.
well, thank you for joining us. Where are you from and what do you do?
I'm a Washingtonian. I live right outside of Baltimore, in between DC and Baltimore. I help 9-to-5ers buy their first investment property without using any of their own savings. And so, I'm a licensed realtor here, but I got on the side of investing, about a year and a half ago, just to help people truly create wealth and fill that void in our communities.
Come
Can you
on,
please-
elevator pitch.
In the chat, there's a lot of DMVers here.
Oh, really? Awesome. Hey, you guys. Yep. So awesome. Also, I'll drop my social media. Anybody want to connect? For sure, I'll follow you back, check you guys out, and we're local, so we can network, of course.
Thank you. You ever use a photo booth? Have you been on a photo booth, a 360, a roamer? What?
Yes, I have been on
Yeah.
the 360 photo booth before.
It might be one of us that did it, because I'd like to tell you, it's a few of us in here.
How many people in your Facebook?
In our Facebook group, 730.
Oh wow.
In our
So you
Facebook,
guys are probably scattered.
but they're from everywhere. They're from all over the country, some in the world. We have people from everywhere. But here in tonight, we got people from New York, New Jersey. I'm just looking into Baltimore, San Francisco, PA. Where did I forget anybody? Charlotte.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
Richmond.
You're outside.
I was about to say the last one I was on was in Richmond, so that's really interesting.
Okay, what venue? Where'd you go?
I was like downtown. Exactly where I was, I cannot remember, but it was a wholesaler. His name is Eric. He's like a big wholesaler in Richmond, and so he did an event for everybody that came out, and they had the machine in.
Well, it wasn't me, but might have been one of our followers here. So yeah, I'm in Richmond, and I think there's 2 more people in here in Richmond.
Awesome. Oh, yeah, Eric does. He'll do events in that area, so definitely
You got to
share.
connect with Eric.
Yes, I was about to say.
Give us an introduction. But yeah, we'll follow you for sure. Definitely.
Okay, and I'll share his profile. I'll drop it right. Let me drop my social media.
I'm sorry, I missed Los Angeles is also in the house.
ALA.
Oh, LA in the building. Y'all be outside with the photo booths.
Yes. I'm dropping a link now.
Thank you. Anybody else in here want to introduce themselves? We still in here from Corey. Was Corey in the masterminds? He being shy?
Hi. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to look up the names and see.
I don't, not to my knowledge, not a Corey.
Okay.
Nice meeting everybody.
Well, any more questions or concerns? If not, we're gonna wrap for the night. Did everybody benefit from it? Just Lee say thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, I reached out to you already, Robbie, on I think it's Instagram, whatever link you put in the profile, I just reached out to you. So hopefully we can connect after the call or sometime this week.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and this is Kaylani 222 Aloha Photo Booth. I'm not sure which account I reached out to you on, but it's one of the Kaylani or 222 Aloha Photo Booths. Thank you.
Perfect. I'm so glad. Yeah, anything I could do to help or advise, like I'm big on just sharing the insight, sharing the tools, you know what I mean? I think that that's invaluable. And that's how we really build movements. Like we just made the world so small, right? People from all over, never before in history have we been able to do this outside of like the past 10 years. So it's info you can find on your own. Some of it is I know, some of it is priority. How do you say it? Proprietary, but I'm down to share it all, let you know how to do it, and if it makes sense for us to work together, like on a deeper level than that, I would love to. But outside of that, man, use that AI. What y'all call it? Uncle Chat. Use Uncle Chat. Write them emails. I'm telling you, go on there. The last thing I'll say, right? Because I did a workshop on ads. So like I told you, I love social media ads. Like that helped me make my first large amount of money, you know what I mean? And I used AI to help me write these. And it's like, man, you can ask it questions, you go back and forth, you tell it to talk in your voice. Now write 60 emails for me. Now write the whole the whole copy for my landing page, you know what I mean? And don't get on ChatGPT 4 plus and tell it to design your landing page. Like, man, use these tools and turn it up.
I love it. Peter said too much information, need the recording, and it was recorded, so I will share the recording with you guys as well.
So I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you much.
Are y'all gonna be in Houston?
We just added somebody to Houston. If you ain't got your ticket, let me tell you first of all, it's gonna sell out. I only have 10 left. Only 10 left. So it will sell out. And on October 3rd, the early bird goes away. That's for Patreon and for Chit Chat. So we got a couple more days. If you want to go to Houston, get your ticket now. And
So when I come and speak in Houston, I'm a drop some really exclusive things. Like this slide is from one of my workshops, and that workshop was about like $25 or something. But I have a micro conference coming up, and that's where we go in and we workshop it. So you leave with something. Like I'm really big on people leaving with something ready to go. So when I come down there, just get ready to get your wig split.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be amazing. There's quite a few people on the call tonight that will be in Houston. So get ready, get ready, get ready.
Thank y'all so much.
Awesome.
Everybody have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
See you in Houston.
See you in Houston.
All right, y'all. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Sharon.
Good night.
Thank you for joining.
No problem.